Coming up tonight on YCN News, Market Basket supermarket store employees continue to vigorously protest outside its retail locations for the return of Arthur T. Demoulas as CEO. U.S. Senator from Vermont Bernie Sanders is one of the architects of a new $17 billion Veterans Affairs bill. And in a follow-up to a story we reported yesterday, the man accused by police of kidnapping Conway teenager Abigail Hernandez remains held on $1 million cash bail. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Market Basket supermarket store employees continue to vigorously protest outside its retail locations for the return of Arthur T. Demoulas as CEO. What normally would be a busy shopping day with a parking lot to illustrate that activity is anything but.
Paul Ritz from Grocery Manager at Claremont Market Basket. Out here on Tuesday the 29th. We've been out here for a week protesting, and hopefully today will be our last day. From what we understand, the CEO, Arthur T. Demoulas, his offer is the only one on the table being negotiated right now, and we are hoping, against all hope, that the deal is sealed today and we can get back to putting our store back together for the customers.
Store employees are holding signs asking for the public's support on their own time when they are not working. All the while, including Paul Ritz, grocery manager of the Claremont store, employees await word of talks among company leaders at the chain's headquarters in Tewksbury. Ritz confirms to YCN News what Boston media outlets are reporting, that Arthur T. is the only person or company bidding on the chain's purchase, and that company officials aim to complete a purchase and sale agreement of its 71 stores as soon as possible. Sales are down about 70% from normal, the Globe reports. Summer storms are becoming as worrisome for property owners and budget straining for local highway crews as anything winter can dish out. Steady rain yesterday, along with thunder and lightning, started the work week off for road crews in Chester and Andover, Vermont. Areas along Routes 11 and 103 in those two Windsor County towns were impassable at some points. Soft shoulders along the rain-soaked road made it questionable for motorists as to driving along that route. Flooding is not a stranger to Vermont. 3 years after Tropical Storm Irene moved through the state, some towns are still recovering. U.S. Senator from Vermont Bernie Sanders is one of the architects of a new $17 billion Veterans Affairs bill. The legislation, approved late yesterday by a House and Senate conference committee, would restructure health care for veterans. This would be done by setting aside money for more health care providers. $5 million is earmarked to recruit more doctors and nurses. And for veterans who do not live near a VA facility and need an appointment in under 30 days, $10 billion to help veterans access care from private doctors. Further, an additional $2 billion more is set aside for other veterans' benefits. Sanders, who is considering a run for president in 2016, says Congress must support the men and women it sends to war. It costs millions of dollars to send troops into battle and to keep them at the ready, he says. Money must be spent on soldiers and veterans if money is spent on military equipment as well. Known for her skillful teaching of constitutional law to Vermont law school students and her legal work on behalf of women's rights, colleagues at the Royalton-based school are remembering Professor Cheryl Hanna. Hanna died Sunday. She was 48. The cause of death has not been made public. She was found unconscious at her home in South Burlington on Sunday, the Burlington Free Press reports. First responders brought Hanna to the hospital. She was not able to be revived. She leaves behind a husband and 2 young children. In a follow-up to a story we reported yesterday, the man accused by police of kidnapping Conway teenager Abigail Hernandez remains held on $1 million cash bail. Kibbe of the North Country town of Gorham, New Hampshire, was arraigned on the charge today in Conway District Court. Boston and New Hampshire media outlets report today. Hernandez attended the arraignment with her family. An August 12th probable cause hearing is scheduled for Kibbe. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. YCN returns today our visit with An Dahl at the New London Farmers Market. She tells us why she began farming.
I'm doing what's called the Resident Journey Person Program with NOFA New Hampshire. That's the Northeast Organic Farming Association. The Journey Person Program it's a program they've had for a while, just kind of supporting beginning farmers. They'll get a mentor, they'll get a stipend to help with business and education expenses. But this is the first resident program that they've done. Maine has a long-standing resident program. So the woman who had this farm before, Kat Darling, she ran it for almost the last 10 years. When she decided to take a break, and her and the landowner, Mary Ann, got together and they said, let's make this available to help a beginning farmer. So Kat graciously offered her equipment. I didn't have any tractor skills that I've been learning. I haven't broken anything yet. And I'm renting the land. And then I have a contract with NOFA New Hampshire, who's supporting me. Kat is officially my mentor for the program. And I get to write to her with all of my just worries and anxieties and questions. And she's so supportive and so encouraging. I mean, whenever I'm feeling down about the work I'm doing, she's just, it's your first year. She's really great at this. If you're thinking about becoming a farmer, if you have no experience, I recommend working on a farm. That's the best thing to start with, because if you jump in and just try to do it, some people do really well, but we need more farmers out there, and it can be really discouraging if you don't have that more intimate support of actually working for somebody who's experienced, and so I don't want people going in and then quitting, because we need all the farmers we can get. So yeah, you can work for a farmer. You sometimes can get paid. Sometimes you can do it for free. There's like educational apprenticeships out there. I'm actually looking into apprenticeship in Vermont. There's all over the country you can do this, but I want to learn how to use draft horses for farming. So I'm looking into doing a draft horse logging apprenticeship this winter. Yeah, so once you have some years of experience and you decide that it is something that you want to do on your own, then yeah, NOFA offers a Journey Person program. Journey Person program is a little bit more loose in that, say you're farming on your parents' land or something and you just want support. So you sign up for this, and if you get accepted, you get some money as a stipend. You get a mentor to help you through the first couple years. There's a lot of support out there. If anyone's interested in becoming a farmer, I think our country has really realized that it's important, because there's a lot of funding out there.
New Hampshire State Police arrested a Massachusetts man yesterday on charges that he gave the Department of Motor Vehicles false information. 30-year-old ZU Tony Zhang of Quincy, Massachusetts, was taken into custody by state police while he was in New Hampshire Concord District Court on other and unrelated charges. State police arrested Zhang after a 9-month investigation. Zhang is a citizen of China and owns American Lending LLC. The company, say police, seeks out car purchasing agents in order to export vehicles. Police say Zhang gave the New Hampshire DMV false information regarding where he lives for the purpose of obtaining a motor vehicle title and motor vehicle registrations in New Hampshire. Zhang was arraigned on the charges today. His bail was set yesterday at $50,000 cash. Declining enrollment at some area elementary schools continues, and with that, the prospect of future layoffs of teachers. That's the case in Cornish of SAU 6. Residents on a fixed income say the increasing school budget, with perhaps only 2 children entering kindergarten this year, means the town must cut back. That's one reason why this school year there will be 2 multi-age classrooms. There will be a combined grade 1 and 2 classroom and a combined grade 3 and 4 classroom, the Valley News reports, along with YCN's earlier coverage of this issue. First, the school board elected to combine grades 2, 3, and 4 in one classroom with 2 teachers. One teacher chosen to teach one of the combined grade classrooms left the district and took a job with the nearby Plainfield School District. That teacher's position will not be filled. That's how the board decided in the end to follow its principal's suggestion. Cornish Elementary School Principal Sylvia Sivret suggested the 2 different classroom situation. About 46 total students will comprise the combined classrooms. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next few days and then move on to sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with calm winds and lows in the 50s. Tomorrow will be sunny with winds around 5 miles per hour and a high of 77 degrees. Tomorrow night we'll have calm winds with lows in the mid-50s and partly cloudy skies. Thursday we'll have a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Skies will be partly cloudy with highs in the 70s and winds up to 10 miles per hour. Thursday night will be partly cloudy with a low of 56 degrees. As you can see on our map, we are currently experiencing clear weather. Storms are expected sometime Thursday. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow in Hanover, New Hampshire, the Farmers Market will begin at 3 p.m. In Woodstock, Vermont, the Market on the Green will begin at 3 p.m. In Sunapee, New Hampshire, the Squids will perform a mixture of R&B, blues, jazz, rock, and country music at 7 p.m. on the Ben Muir Bandstand. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now let's turn to the results of last night's Fisher Cats game against Binghamton. The game was a great success for the Fisher Cats as they won 5-1. The game featured some great plays by Andy Burns and Sean Oshinko, with a homer by Oshinko. Tonight is the middle of their 3-game series with Binghamton. The game starts at 6:35 p.m. Tomorrow's game will start at the same time.